I was standing in the kitchen when my phone lit up with my mother's name. Snow tapped the window like a warning. I already knew what she was going to say. Her voice didn't shake. That hurt more than if it had. "Don't come for Christmas," she said. My brother didn't wait for me to answer. He leaned into the speaker like a jury delivering a verdict. "We'll pretend we don't know you." The call ended cleanly. No drama, no goodbye. Just silence. So I stayed home. I wrapped myself in quiet. I told myself I'd survived the holiday the same way I'd survived the rest, by not needing them. Then the lawyer called. It wasn't always like this. We used to sit around the same table, passing bread, passing stories, passing trust without counting the cost. I was the reliable one, the fixer, the one who sent money when things were tight and showed up when things fell apart. My mother called me her backbone. My brother called me when he needed something signed. I believed loyalty was mutual because it always had been, or so I thought. I built my life assuming blood was a contract you didn't have to read twice. That was my first mistake. The shift didn't happen all at once. It never does. It started with pauses, delayed replies, conversations that ended a beat too early. I noticed how family decisions were made without me, then presented as facts. I noticed my name missing from documents I'd helped draft. I noticed how my brother spoke for my mother now, how her opinions suddenly sounded rehearsed. I didn't confront them. I watched. I learned something important in that silence. People betray you faster when they think you're desperate for their approval. The proof arrived quietly. A forwarded email that wasn't meant for me, a financial summary with my signature copied, not signed, a casual comment about redistributing responsibilities. They weren't just freezing me out, they were erasing me. I didn't scream, I didn't beg, I planned. I replayed every conversation, I pulled every record, I documented everything they assumed I'd forget. I spoke to no one who shared my last name. I spoke to professionals instead, accountants, attorneys, people who understood leverage and timing. I learned how much my trust had been worth. I learned how much of the family estate existed because I'd quietly funded it years ago when no one else could. I learned whose names were actually on which papers and whose weren't. I let them have Christmas. I took everything else. The execution wasn't dramatic. It was precise. First, I corrected the paperwork. Ownership clarified. Contributions traced. My lawyer moved faster than guilt ever could. Second, I withdrew my support, legally, formally, permanently. The monthly help they'd normalized disappeared. The accounts they'd leaned on locked. Third, I stopped protecting their reputation. I didn't lie. I just didn't cover anymore. Doors closed. Questions opened. Still, I said nothing to them. Silence is more unsettling than anger. It leaves room for fear to grow. The confrontation came weeks later, exactly when I knew it would. They didn't ask how I was. They asked what I'd done. My brother's voice cracked first. He demanded explanations like he still had authority over me. My mother cried, not from remorse, but from panic. They spoke over each other, trying to piece together a reality where I was still controllable. I let them talk. Then I told them the truth, that I knew, that I'd always known more than they thought, that the lawyer calling me wasn't an accident, it was the final step. I watched it land, slowly, the way comprehension drains color from a face, the way power shifts without a sound. Now they call every day. They call with apologies that arrive too late to be sincere. They call with memories as if nostalgia is currency. They call with anger, then fear, then bargaining. I don't answer. Not because I'm cruel, because I'm done negotiating my worth with people who only noticed it when it was gone. I don't hate them. Hate is loud and messy. What I feel is cleaner than that. Relief, control, closure. They wanted me absent for Christmas, so I gave them an absence that lasts. I learned something through all of this. Betrayal doesn't always come with raised voices or slammed doors. Sometimes it comes wrapped in family language, delivered with a smile, and justified as what's best for everyone. Justice doesn't need an audience. It needs patience. And when the phone rings now, when their names light up my screen, I don't flinch. I don't ache. I don't wonder if I should answer. I already did, with my actions. They pretended they didn't know me. Now